Hey guys, so as I mentioned in my Where All Media Stuff Stands video, I was planning on rewatching the series Lost Girl, and I just finished rewatching the fourth season, which was as far as I got the first time because the fifth and final season hadn't started yet, and now it actually has started and finished, but I took so long to rewatch it, yeah, so I thought I'd make this quick little video to recap how my thoughts on the series changed on the rewatch. So, my thoughts on the first season after watching it again with hindsight, well, it was just as good the second time around, but with the gift of hindsight and knowing how future seasons developed, I actually started this season supporting Dyson instead of Lauren, which was the complete opposite of what I did the first time I watched the show, but to be honest, I actually think that helped me enjoy the season a lot more because the first time I watched it, even though I really liked it, I did find Dyson to be kind of annoying and not really liking where he stood with Bo, but this time I really did get good emotions from him. I could tell that he really was falling for Bo and that it killed him, keeping secrets, and I was actually to pick up that he was keeping secrets, and I was just laughing the whole time going, oh, if only these people knew, so... Yeah, it was a lot of fun rewatching the season, so I'm glad about that. Season 2, well, a good amount of my nitpicks that I mentioned are still there for Season 2 that it felt a little long. Characters did behave somewhat stupid. There were a couple of dumb deaths. And the main villain didn't feel too scary. But, I think on the rewatch it took me a lot longer for me to feel those nitpicks than it did the first time. I'm not too sure. I can't remember all of it exactly, but with hindsight, it was definitely easier to keep track of. I did see merit with a lot more things, and even though the deaths were kind of stupid, like Kiara's, and given how Lachlan just basically allowed himself to die, just it didn't feel as bad, even though I still felt, oh. Yeah, and it's still a bit of a bummer that they didn't give the Garuda that much menace, because it's bad if ordinary bad guys feel more menacing than the unworldly type. I had the same problem with Blade Trinity, oh boy, yeah, but... Yeah, I'm glad I gave it a rewatch. It wasn't as bad the second time around, but I'm not going to change the rating on Amazon, though. No way. Season 3, my thoughts on this season changed quite a bit because the first time I watched it, I found the first 5 episodes kind of annoying, tricky to follow, but then I felt the season got better after that. Well, having rewatching it just after I finished rewatching season 2, I actually didn't find the first 5 episodes confusing at all. I actually only found the last couple of episodes tricky to follow because I didn't totally get Massimo's purpose. I think the first time that I watched this series and when I tried to rewatch these last couple of episodes, I actually went back after I finished them and did a speed run through just to refresh my memory because a few bits that I looked up online indicated that Massimo would matter a lot more because I had totally forgotten about that guy until I saw him again, right? And even though I was kind of annoyed that people were keeping secrets from each other, given how I kind of knew what to look for, and having rewatched the references that they made to season 2, it just made it a heck of a lot easier. So, again, I'm real glad that I watched it. And I'm debating now as to whether or not I should rank this actually below season 3, because I gave this the same rating as season 2 on Amazon, but I did state that I would rate it 4.5 out of 5 if I could, but now I'm not so sure. Doesn't matter, it was good that I did that. And then I actually discovered that there were a couple of web episodes that sort of bridged the gap between seasons 3 and 4, so I watched them, and I'm glad that I did because it gave a little more information on the Unamans, who I didn't realize that that was their name the first time that I watched season 4. I don't know how that happened. And just, it just made the transition a little less drastic, so when I actually started watching season 4, I didn't feel like people had like jumped ahead in their storyline. I just didn't fully understand what I was watching the first time that I saw it. But season 4, yeah. Even with hindsight, all that really changed in my mind was that the season was simply a little easier to follow and get through, but there was still a bunch of stuff that just was wrong in my eyes, because even though seasons 1 through 3 did have some dark episodes, this whole season just felt way down moody. Like, I didn't really laugh that much, but lots of the other episodes that I had seen before, I laughed like I did the previous time. Not as hard, but I still laughed. Here, I didn't really laugh that much, minus a little bit that Tamsin did, but even then, later in the season, she doesn't get used as much, which is real depressing, because I loved what she did in season 3, and then when she was growing, yeah. And then, like, Trick as the new Ash, once he's made the Ash, he doesn't do a thing except try and keep secrets from everybody due to his own selfish reasons when he should have explained it. And then his connection with Tamsin, well, couldn't he have mentioned something like that in a season 3, And I'm surprised that actually she and Dyson, hadn't met before. I mean, like, sure, it was a previous lifetime, but yeah, then also Kenzie's memory bit. At first, she seems to be taking a while to gain it back, but then later on in the season, it seems like she remembers practically everything. Just, you interrupted that story arc, huh? Jeez, and just, Bo turned into be a real prick, Rainer. After all the hype that we get about to what he should be at the end of season 3 and the beginning of this season, he doesn't really amount to much, and I still hated the way he went out. Oh, he just allows himself to be killed, just like Lachlan did, and there's no purpose. Just, and then Monster Mo, once he's got the huge power, he acts totally stupid in there going, oh, I'm gonna splatter your brains over your pretty girlfriend. Oh, you would not stand in my way, I'm gonna hurt this succubus. Just, I felt more menace from the Unamens than I did with him once he had the power. I mean, like, he was better when he just had the twig of Zamora, for crying out loud. Just, ay, come on, just... Yeah, it was just as hard for me to get through this season like it was the first time, because later on, as I mentioned, it just got screwed up more, and... Yeah... And I'm hoping, though, that I can remember all the little bits that they allude to that could be important for Season 5, like those Hell shoes, the shoes that Dyson, back in the medieval period, put on whatever character that Lauren impersonator really was, and accidentally killed her. Just, I'm really hoping I understand that, because Tamsin mentioned that it could be mentioned in Season 5. Oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention. In my last video that I made about this show, I mentioned that it seemed like characters were showing up in random locations without really explaining how they got there. Well, I didn't feel as much of that this time around, because the first time I did watch the season, it seemed like that happened all the time. Here it only happened like 3 or 4 times maybe, and most of those were actually just people showing up at the Udaman's place, Bo and everyone suddenly discovering, well, that Prius or pyramid thing that unleashed all the dead was, and then how Dyson just found Tamsin at the end of the season. And what's the deal with that gate dissolving into a wall of graffiti? Just, I don't get that. Yeah. Well, that went on a little longer than I expected, but I just wanted to capture this so I could document how I felt about the show. We're watching it fresh. I'm going to get into Season 5 right now. I'm really hoping it redeems the show from Season 4 and goes on in the good vein. I really hope so, but something tells me that it won't. Whatever, I'm definitely going to finish this show up, though. It deserves that much, yeah.